Hello and welcome my crafty friends, Nicola here at Creative West Aussie. This is the collection I'll be using in the stickers. Here is the smaller pack. It's the 6.5 by 6.5 by KAISERKRAFTS. The collection is called Open Road. There's 2 of each page and you'll notice that these are not double-sided. The reason why I'm showing you these is because I didn't have many 12 by 12s left. This little one here was one of my favourites. These are the 12 by 12 pages that I had left, and you'll notice that they're double-sided. I've used it quite a lot, this one. Today I'm demoing a double page, so I'm using my Versamat. This page on the left is a refill from Close to My Heart. I'm going to audition my photos. I have 2 landscape ones, 4 by 6, and the rest of them, which there's 8, are randomly put around the sides. The ones that are blank are only the ones I'm not putting in for privacy reasons. So here I've already selected my paper. This is 9.5 by 12 of the cracked mud. I've gutted it out just to keep the scraps so that I can use it. And the leafy pattern is 6 5/8 by 9.5. And I just stuck that down into centre. I've done 2 strips here. One is thinner than the other, so the bottom one is 2 inches and a half, and the top one is 3. Oh, that must have moved. Now I'm bringing in my photos to see where I want to put them, and I'm choosing my embellishments next. So I have some here that came from the collection that I thought would look really good. So, and these pieces here are stickers, so I put them on the wax paper so that I could audition them and change my mind. And then I'm not a big one for adding dimension to my scrapbook pages just because of the bulk. So I just stick everything down, and I use my Creative Memories sticker just a little bit in each corner. Tape runner. I find it lifts up if I want to change my mind, which happens quite a lot. Or I look at it later and think it's wonky. So you see me here doing that. And there's another little strip that I found from my paper collection, just adding that in there and finishing those off. You'll notice I'm not a perfectionist because I have so many scrapbooking pages, so I do apologize up front if you don't like my haphazard style, for lack of a better word. If it's not right, I'll just fix it later, or I don't worry about it because I've got plenty of other pages to do. You'll notice here I do change my mind when I'm trying to decide where to put my embellishments. Part of my process is making a decision on design, but also not covering important parts of photos. I also like to keep them in clumps. So now I decide that I'm going to make my title out of some dies for the words that I want, which will be Coral Bay. And I'm using another stripe piece of paper out of my collection. I've also deciding to cut little strips because I feel like there needs to be some extra at the bottom there, and it will give the page balance. So I've cut off screen, and now I'm just going to try and place them where I want them. I've put the L at the end, and now I'm just doing the bay. I use a Gemini cutter, and I have a self-healing mat that I just bought from, I think it was Kmart, that goes in between my 2 pieces. I just do that off screen and then pop it into place. Oh, I changed my mind. Yes, I was putting that up there and then went, Doesn't look quite right. I like it down the bottom. Move those up a bit. Then I dovetailed the ends of my 2 striped bits of paper. So I did that before I stuck them down, and because my paper was 6.5 inches, didn't fit all along, so I just cut 2 pieces, tucked it underneath the photos there, and it looks like one continuous strip. Now at this stage I've decided that the C and the O at the top of the printing doesn't really stand out enough, so I'm getting my finger daubers. I have one for each colour ink I have. I'm just grabbing a dark red, which for me was cranberry, and I think I'll just do those 2 because they're the only 2 that stand out. When I did it on the B, it didn't need it. It didn't make any difference. It stands out enough. It was just on the white bit. So I'm now just going to put a few stickers down, and I'm going to prepare to also stick down my title, but instead of using tape runner, I've decided to use glue, and I'm going to use my T-ruler. So you noticed I started at the end, and now I'm going back to the beginning so that I can center all the letters through the middle. The glue's great because it gives me a little chance to wiggle room. Then I'm just selecting any of the last stickers that I might like to use that will finish up. And now I'm going to be doing the Avery shipping labels. Basically I've done that off screen, and the reason why I've done this is because I wanted to get a lot of journaling on there. It was about how our trip, well, that's if I can get it off the tape here, off the paper here. It was proving to be a bit tricky. I couldn't source these sheets in Australia, the big sheets, so I've just used the labelling ones, which I'm fine with. But yes, as I was saying, lots of information about the trip on there, which I wanted to fit in. I also made sure that it was dry before I stuck it down because I didn't want it to smudge. So here is my end result. I hope you have enjoyed watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. All the information about the equipment I've used will be in the description box. Here's some close-ups of our trip up to Coral Bay, which was our 12-hour drive. Thanks again. See you next time. Take care.